Hey family, how are you? So I feel like I've been gone for a really long time, even though it's been a few days. I must say I miss you guys. And usually I get on here and I'll be like, hey, life is beating me up. But now life is like, nah, we gonna jump you. So if you can tell from the title of the video, I've been MIA because I've just been dealing with the situation we had here at the house. Let me take a breath and let me tell you the story. Today is Monday, the day before yesterday, which was Saturday. The day was regular, just like any other Saturday we have. Everybody know Kyesha comes over on the weekends, you know, regular day. Me and Kyesha was supposed to be heading to a baby shower, but my mom was feeling ill, so she ended up like not coming, so we didn't have a babysitter, which was fine. And it was like, okay, cool, whatever, we're gonna just stay home. So it was just like any other day, chilling in the house. Kyesha was actually in the room and she was on a Zoom meeting, and she asked, can I close the door, can I take the kids in the living room? I said, okay, fine. So I'm in the living room chilling with the kids, whatever. She gets off her Zoom meeting and she said, babe, you don't hear that? I said, hear what? She like, banging. I said, oh, they always banging in this building. Banging is what they do. She like, nah, it sound like they shooting. I said, what? So I heard it. It's like, it sound like metal hitting metal, but really hard. I said, babe, that's not gunshots. That's these people in this building acting crazy like they always acting. She said, that sounded a little too crazy. Like, what they doing? That really sound like they shooting. I said, girl. So I ignored it. And you hear it. It's like a clank, but like it's metal on metal. So it's like a big, you ever heard construction before? And it's like a clank, 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 clank. And it's getting more consistent. So now it's like clank, clank, clank. I'm like, okay, now. So the first thing in my mind is, y'all know I live in a building, bunch of crazies. They fighting or something. Somebody's hitting something. So I'm like, I'm not going to go out the door because I don't know what I'm going to get myself into. Let me put my ear to the door. And I put my ear to the door, and then you just hear it clank, clank. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, you know what? Should I open this door? Should I not? And before I can even think about should I open the door, should I not, I just see a bunch of smoke coming through the door. Like, it's smoking. I'm smelling. I said, something's burning. But this is not regular burn. Something is burning. And I'm like, and the smoke is just coming in. I'm like, I think it's a fire. And Kyesha said, what? I said, I think it's a fire. And I said, wait, we can't open the door. Because I remember when there's a fire, you don't open the door. So now I said, Alyssa, Makayla. And they came to me, and Kyesha's standing right here in the room. And I went to the window to open up the window. Kyesha thought I was telling them to jump out the window. So she like got her leg up. I'm like, no. Faith wasn't here. Faith was downstairs at the neighbor house. So I called the neighbor. I said, there's a fire. Because now all the smoke is coming in. Now the house is getting smoky. I'm like, there's a fire. Get out. Like, y'all have to get out. Hurry up, get out. And I hung up. And I'm panicking. And I said, I got to get us out of here. We live too high up to jump out a window. And there is a fire. And now I hear the smoke alarms going off. I said, you know what? I'm just going to open this door. If the flames get me, at least they know to push the door back closed. I'd rather for these flames to burn me than to touch them. So I'm like, fuck it. And when I pushed the door open, it's like, I just went into shock and I just couldn't breathe, because as soon as I opened the door, it was just pitch black and a black ball of smoke. I just breathed it in, and I was like, let's go. We gotta go. And everything happened so fast that if all I could see was the smoke, like when I opened the door, the smoke just went in my face, and I remember feeling the breath, like it just came out my body, like I couldn't breathe, and I felt all the smoke in me, so I couldn't breathe, but I know I could say, let's go, we gotta go. So when I said, let's go, we gotta go, Makayla ran out the door, Alyssa ran out the door, Kyesha had Kyro on her hand, and she snatched Karter by his shirt, and she like threw him to Alyssa, and we running, and my apartment is here, and the staircase is like 3 steps, thank God. So we go in the staircase and we run it. We never get, I don't even know how we get, mind you, the steps was wet with water. So I'm sliding as I'm running down the stairs. And I guess when you so full of adrenaline that you just move. Like, I don't know how we got down them stairs so fast, but we just like running. The kids, Kyesha and them ain't have no jacket on. It was cold. Karter, the only one who had on a pamper. Y'all know Karter never wear clothes. So once we get in front of the building, I see all the fire trucks out there. And I tell them, I said, my hands is like this. I'm shaking. My body is shaking. But I just want them to be safe. And I want them to get away. My sister lives 2 blocks away from me. So I just said, go around the corner to my sister's house. Run. And I'm not leaving because I still don't see Faith. I don't see Faith. So I called the neighbor again. I said, where are you? Did you get out? She's like, I'm coming. And then I see her running out with Faith and her daughter. And I'm like, run to my sister's house, run. And then I'm out of breath and I'm shaking. My hands is like shaking. My body is shaking. And I don't even know. The phone is falling out my hand. That's how bad I'm shaking. And I'm like, I have to call my sister and tell her, get my kids. So I'm calling my sister. I said, get my kids. It's a fire. Get my kids. And then I hung up. For some reason, I see so many fire trucks and all these firefighters, but I don't see people. I don't see no people. So I said, the fucking people must be trapped in the building. I knew my family was safe. I knew they was going around the corner. So I thought. And the next thing that ran through my mind was get people out this building. Of course, there's no security guard. He's supposed to be here 24 hours. But it was only me and one other person outside. And I said, the neighbors must not know. They must not know what's happening. So I'm like, the neighbors must not know. They must not know. So one of my neighbors who, besides the neighbor that had Faith, I have 2 people in here that I'm really close to. I'm calling her phone. I'm calling her. She's not answering. I'm calling her. And I'm texting her. I'm like, get out the building. There's a fire. So I just start ringing bells. I'm like ringing everybody bell, like to warn people, like, because I still don't see no people. Mind you, I'm in so much of a panic that I'm not realizing I'm in the front of the building. That's why you don't see people. The people are in the back of the building. They went out the back exit. My brain wasn't thinking. I was so much in a panic. So I'm in the front wondering why there's no one there and I'm still ringing bells. So in my head, I thought that my kids is with my sister. They're safe. So now I'm around this corner for about a good 7 minutes. I'm gonna include the audio in this video as I go along. I'm in front of this building for about a good 7 minutes ringing bells. Then I call my mom. I'm like, Mommy, there was a fire in the building and I can't breathe and I'm trying. And my mother like, Jasmine, calm down. Where's the kids? And I'm thinking still, my sister got my kids. Everybody's okay. Kyesha called me. She said, Alyssa can't breathe. Come on. I said, what? Mind you, I just seen them. They was fine. They was running around the corner. Once I turn the corner, I see the ambulance out there. I see the fire department, and I see Alyssa on the ground.
EMS here. We just had a young child come out of the building.
Oh, my God. That whole time that I'm ringing people bells, trying to alert people, Alyssa ended up having an asthma attack, and she's on the floor. And I'm like, oh, my fucking gosh. So Alyssa's on the floor, and she's like having trouble breathing. And the fire department, they got the mask and stuff on her. And I'm like, oh my God, breathe, calm down. You're going to be okay. And then I turn to Kyesha, and I see the fire department in front of her. She's having a panic attack. So now I'm going from Kyesha to Alyssa, and I'm hugging and kissing them both and telling them to calm down. That, where the fuck is my kids? Because I see my sister. If my sister's coming down the block, where the fuck is the babies? I said, where's my other kids at? Thank God it was this lady. I don't know. I asked her address when it was all over, and I can't remember it. But if you so happen to be on this platform, please contact me because I owe you something. It was a lady in a white car, and she had all the kids in there, all of them. And she looked at me. She said, they're safe and they're warm. It's too cold. It's fine. They're good. I was scared because I'm like, I don't know this lady. She got the fucking kids in the car. I don't know what's going on. on? So it's the car with the kids in it, with the lady, and Kyesha with the FDNY, and Alyssa with the ambulance, and I'm just like, Alyssa, breathe. Kyesha, breathe. Kids, I'm right here. Miss, I'm so sorry. Thank you. And I'm just like, yo, I can't take it. Like, I can't take it. I can't take it. And my chest is tightening. Like, it's tightening so much. And I'm feeling that. I know I'm not okay. But I know that I got to make sure they're okay. I really think being a mother is a superpower. Because when I tell y'all my chest was tight and I felt like I was struggling for every breath in my body, but I felt like I had to breathe for all of them. So I'm like, okay, this is a lot. And I just felt like as I look up, more people was coming, and I was so in a panic that I just know that I looked up and I seen people. I seen my sister, and I seen Kyesha's sister, and I seen Leslie, and I seen Leslie's sister, and I seen the fire department and the EMTs, and my brain was just like going and going, and it was just so many different directions, and I was just like, oh my God. And I was just like, okay, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Let's get everything situated. So they calming Alyssa down, they calming Kyesha down, they getting them under control, they giving them treatment, and I'm still not taking into consideration that, like, I'm really not feeling well. I'm really not feeling well. So they got everybody into the ambulance. Like, they got all of us into one ambulance. And the ambulance said, we need to check y'all CO2 levels. Mind you, I'm still in a panic because I know that these babies ain't got no bottles. They don't got no Pampers. I said, I'm going to run to the store. Let me catch that damn store before it closed. And I'm like walking really fast to the store. And I'm like, I'm going to fall. I feel it. I'm about to fall over. I feel it. But I'm holding it together. And I'm like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And I get back to the ambulance. And the ambulance guy's like, yeah, y'all CO2 levels is high. And I guess that's because breathing the smoke in for so long. And he said, yeah, we're going to have to take y'all to the hospital to get them down. And I said, okay, just take care of them. Just make sure they're right. And he's like, ma'am, let me check you. And I said, no, I'm good. I'm good. Just take, he's like, 1 second. Let me just check you. He said, why is your heart racing like this? And I said, oh, it's racing like this because I'm in a panic. And I was like, you ain't got to check no CO2 levels for me. I'm good. And he's like, just give me your finger. Let me just check it. He looked at me, looked at the machine. He was like, you're going to the hospital. And I'm like, this is just too much for me to take on. Like, what is happening? What is going on? Like, it's just too much. And I just was like, you know what? Let me calm down. Let me get these kids to the hospital, like they said. Let them get there. Let us take care of them. Breathing all that smoking is equivalent to suffocating yourself. So sometimes when your adrenaline is rushing, you don't really realize what's wrong with you. So it's like you suffocating. So I'm like, okay. The ambulance wanted to send 2 ambulances because it was so many of us. I said, no. We staying together. So Kyesha had nothing on her feet. By this time, Karter had some clothes on because Leslie bought him some clothes here. And the girls put on some clothes from my sister's house. So we just like thugging it. The baby's nothing on their feet. And we get to the hospital and they like, okay, we're going to give y'all some oxygen because oxygen brings your CO2 levels down. Y'all going to sit on oxygen for an hour and a half. And I was just sitting there and I'm just like, I was just thinking so many thoughts. The thoughts just wouldn't stop going. And I said, first of all, I'm thankful to God that we made it out safe. So I'm just like, I'm never checking the mail without my kids again. I'm never doing laundry again. I'm never doing nothing without my kids again. So my thoughts were just getting the best of me and I was just like letting the tears flow. And by the time we got done with the emergency room, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And management said that the lower level floors was clear to go in, but the higher level wasn't. So my sister let us stay the night at her house, and I stayed there. We stayed there until management gave me the call, and management was like, yeah, y'all could go back now. And I told everybody, before they come, let me come. Let me come by myself first. Let me assess everything. Let me see. Let me just look and see. And as I got off the elevator, it's like, first of all, getting on the elevator is black. And it's like smell like burnt electric. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And as I get to the floor, I was just like, that is crazy. Like, I'm just in disbelief. Like, this is crazy. And I came in the house and I like opened up all the windows. It still had like that fire smell in here. So I opened up all the windows. I let it air out. And I was just like, this is crazy to me. Like, and I went and I got the kids and I brought them home, and I haven't slept yet. I've been up, and today is Monday. That happened Saturday. We returned home Sunday morning, and I've been up. It's like I keep checking the door every 3 seconds, and the smell is still in the hallway. I guess it's just gonna take a while to come out. I can't sleep, and I just think like it's gonna happen at every moment. Last night I had the kids sleep with full clothes on and they shoes on. I had them all sleep in my bed because my bed is the closest to the door. And I just been up. I packed bags and I put the bags by the front door in case something else happened. Everybody could grab a bag. And I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I hope that I get better. I know that I'm gonna get better. Come to find out, the fire started because the crackhead man, the crackhead tenant neighbors, the crazy neighbors they had in there, he's been robbing the neighborhood of their motorcycles. And he's been piling motorcycles up in his house. This is a studio. It has to be the size of a closet. He had 12 motorcycles in his house, and one of them caught fire. This place, this management is something else. There's something else. So not only did he not face any repercussions, but they let the man back in, and I was so angry. I was so angry that I couldn't hold it back. So last night, when I went down to get the food, oh, by the way, I'm afraid to cook. I know it's a feeling and I know it's gonna pass, but I'm afraid to turn the stove on. So I ordered some food and I took the kids down and we go to get the food, and he's down there high, kicking and banging on stuff, and I see the security guard. I said, y'all, I couldn't hold it in. I'm like, I'm disgusted with everybody in here. This man could have took me and my children's life, and he's here doing this. Not only should he be charged with robbery, but he should be charged with so many other charges. Like, why is he here? And I was just disgusted. I was just so disgusted. And I sent management this long email like, my kids are traumatized. This is the scariest thing I've ever been through in my life. Honestly, I thought I was bugging out, and I had to call my sister up. I asked her, I said, you ever been through something scary? Like something so scary, you taste it, you smell it, you feel it, and you can't get it out your mind, and you're afraid that at any moment it's going to happen again. Like, it really traumatized you. And she's told me, yeah, she told me how she felt in her situation. I said, I think that's what I'm going through. And maybe because it just happened, that is so bad. Like, I can't sleep, and I feel like it's going to happen again at any moment now. And I'm so freaking traumatized. Like, I'm so traumatized. And she just like, yeah, that's usually what happened. It's a feeling that I can't even explain. Leave in the comment section below if you ever had something happen to you and you just can't forget it. Like, you can't forget it, and it just rubs your soul the wrong way, and it was just so traumatizing to you. I know that things will get better, and I know that we'll be okay, and everything is gonna be okay. I'm a strong believer in that. Family, I appreciate you. I love you. I adore you, and I'll see you next time.